This is Tom Myers, Superintendent of the Bellevue Community School District, and just to bring you this week's Believe in the Blue update. It's great weather out there. Makes you think of spring or summer. And just as you're thinking about that, a month from today is the last day of school. May 29th will be our last day of school. That is sneaking up on us quickly here, and that's great news for everybody. But we do have a month left of school, and uh, it should be a very productive month, we believe it will be. So just give you an update that way. Some other activities going on that way. Our students are involved in a lot of things. Obviously, we have middle school boys and girls track coming up, excuse me, middle school boys track tomorrow evening at Monticello. We have high school girls track tomorrow evening at Cascade. High school boys track tomorrow evening at Maquoketa. On Friday, we have boys and girls golf, and that is at Midland. And then we also have a soccer game that night, and that is at the complex up in Dubuque, and that is against Northeast. Next Monday, we have golf again versus Northeast. The boys play at home, and the girls play at Northeast at Canyon Creek, which is just outside of Goose Lake there. The boys have a track meet at Comanche. Girls have a track meet at Maquoketa. So some things that way. We also have a middle school boys and girls track meet at Northeast next Tuesday, and then soccer again also at the Dubuque complex. And next Thursday, our conference track with the River Valley Conference for our high school boys and girls, and that meet this year is at Monticello. So that's a fairly short drive for everybody. It'd be a great meet, probably one of the best conference meets in the state, and this year once again. Some very good runners in all distances and all events that way. So I encourage you to come out to that. It's a great event. I'll try to get starting time for you on that next week and during the Believe in the Blue update. Some other student involvement things I think they're important to recognize. I may have recognized some of them earlier, but I want to recognize those again. Our Future Business Leaders of America group has advanced on to nationals, and some students involved with that. And their advisor Tracy Weber, that's going to be in Chicago, is our Dalton Stefani, Jordan Renner, Cole Wagner, Josh Sievening, and Andres Freeberg. It's a great accomplishment. We had students at the Cole College Honor Band. A couple of those students were Bob Schrader and Drew Chapman, and then also had an Iowa State livestock judging contest. Got first place out in Ames. Very young group. But we had Nick Deppie, Brooklyn Moore, Miranda Peters, Allison Hager, and then Gavin Wilkening and Gene Frank were also involved. So a very great group of kids there that way. They are all underclassmen and performed against some of the largest schools in the state and did very well, obviously, that way. We'll also have something going on, and mark your calendars if you're interested in coming to this. May 19th is going to be a morning breakfast we're going to have here from 7 to 8:30. We'll have breakfast prepared by some of our students from Mrs. Feller's room. And we're going to be talking about just school improvement initiatives, career tech education, which is the family and consumer science, industrial tech, vocational agriculture, and then the business department. We have these meetings, the School Improvement Advisory Council and the Career Tech Education Committee meetings once or twice a year, or maybe 3 times a year. Want to hear the voice of people, what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what students need based on their experiences of what they see on their job or whatever they're doing, and what can we bring in here for our students to learn, what do our students need to learn, what kind of input do people outside of the school walls have, because that input and that voice is extremely important because people outside of the building here have a lot of knowledge of what students need to be successful. We try to implement those things. One of the classes that came directly from those groups was our real life class that all juniors are required to take. Try to get to them as juniors. Sometimes it's not till senior year, but it's the real life class that deals with financial literacy, wellness and health, auto and home repair. They were out changing oil yesterday. They fixed drywall, learn how to shingle, do a bunch of things like that way. And so it's a very good class. The financial literacy class, I know Mr. Anderson has that, has several guest speakers coming, as all of them do that way, but it's a very quality class that way, that we have some great teachers teaching that. So that came out of that group. So I'd encourage you. May 19th, if you want to swing out to that School Improvement Advisory Council meeting, it's at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're more than welcome to attend. There is no school on Friday. We have professional development for teachers that day. So you're aware, you probably know that already, but we do not have school, and that is our last day of no school. that way as far as things go professional development wise for the school year. Looks like the school year next year will start on August 24th. There's a public hearing at the next board meeting in May. That's on May 11th. If you are interested in attending that, you can, but right now it looks like that is likely going to be the case unless some input is gained otherwise. Some things I want to talk about here, just a real quick minute or two here, just some information that we're going to be talking about as a staff on Friday about learning, how things have changed. You know, the school system that we have today was designed in 1893. You can do the math, and that's about 115, 120 years, right around 120 years ago, I guess. How have things changed? How have things changed since you went to school? No matter what your age out there, things have changed. It's no longer directly from a textbook learning. People would say now you can learn anything you want online. To a certain point, I would agree with them. You don't get the collaboration online, those one-to-one contacts and things, but there are a lot of resources online. If you're taking a class, you can find extra tutoring, extra support online, no matter what it is. You can find that extra support online, and sometimes it's as easy as a YouTube video that will have information out there. I think we've all, or several of us, have used a YouTube video to learn how to do something. My classic example is I had to change a headlight in my car one time, and I could not figure out how to do it. Went to YouTube. There were 5 videos there. Watched it. It was about a 2-minute video. I paused it along the way. Got it taken care of. There's things out there for everybody. Is my point here. Really, information is available beyond the classroom, and quite often it is. There are experts who are telling you this information. Kids need creative and innovative skills in schools. I'm reading a book right now called Creative Schools by Ken Robinson. I would strongly recommend it if you want to see changes that are happening or maybe need to happen in education. Very interesting book. We need to bring the creativity out of kids and let them explore, let them learn. It's not about the teacher in the front of the classroom talking and lecturing. That's not the way learning is. That's not the way work is anymore. You work with others. Kids need to talk to each other, not just listen to the teacher. It needs to be application of learning, not just rote memorization. It's the teacher's job is not necessarily to deliver all the information like FedEx, but instead teachers are professionals and need to facilitate that information. We need to engage, enable, expect, and empower students. And a couple things here, a couple statistics here, which I feel are interesting, is 65% of today's grade school children will end up at jobs that have not even been created yet. 65%. It's kind of scary maybe. By 2020, this is one that really caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it because 2020 is only 5 years away. By 2020, 40 to 50% of all income-producing work will be short-term contracts, freelance work, and so-called super temps. Those permanent jobs may not be there. It's your freelance working, your own independent contractor, or you're doing things at home. Saying 40 to 50%, which to me really was amazing. But ultimately, today's learners need to be able to find information, validate information, synthesize information, leverage and take that information and make something of it, communicate the information they're learning, collaborate to get information and share it with others, and then ultimately they need to be able to problem solve with the information that they gather. So just a few things. We'll be on again next week. If you have any questions, feel free to contact the school out here. Everyone have a great week. Reminder, no school on Friday, and we'll talk to everyone next week. Thank you.